been connected. Okay, we have been connected. Let's see. We have here. Okay, so it has been. Hello everyone. So I think we all are back and we should start this query session. Any particular queries? Do ask, or I would be proceeding it one by one. Should I proceed one by one, or you need to ask any particular queries? Good evening, Nimra. Good evening. Good evening, Nimra. I invite you. So let's start with question number one. So progress of labor was recorded on the partogram shown above. So make a diagnosis. Now here you can see that what is going on here. We can see that this there is in 4 hours. In 4 hours, it was in 4 hours, this cervix was dilated only 2 centimeter, right? In 4 hours, the cervix was dilated only 2 centimeter. I would like to say you here, this is a question of NEET PG 2020, and the same question came in 2023. Same question came in 2023, and there it was asked what was the treatment. Okay, what was the treatment? So now it is here that there only 2 centimeter it is dilated, only 2 centimeter it is dilated in 4 hours. Okay, so this is coming in the zone of between the alert line and action line, and here it becomes a case of, in this first 4 hours it becomes a case of, what is the diagnosis for the first 4 hour? Protracted active phase, isn't it? So the diagnosis is protracted active phase. Later, for 2.5 hours, what happened is that there is no dilatation. No dilatation is there for 2.5 hours. So this is going toward arrest. After how much time we will say that arrest has occurred? We say it after 4 hours. If after 4 hours there is no dilatation, we say that it is arrest of the active phase. Okay, so of course this is not a normal labor, because in normal labor the dilatation is 1 centimeter per hour. Now they have also shown us the descent curve. What is happening in the descent curve? The head is at the same position, -3. Okay, head is at the same position, -3, right? So this clearly shows us that there is no descent, and dilatation is also slow. So this is something between the protracted, yeah, very good, Nimra. So it is something between the protracted active phase and arrest of the active phase. So the diagnosis is between this both. Of course, it is protected and it is going toward arrested, but it is not arrest of the labor. So now it is not a normal labor. So it's a protected active phase. So the diagnosis for it is CPD, poor contractions, and the next definition is occipito-posterior. Okay, so in the question you can see CPD is ruled out, sorry, poor contractions is ruled out, as there are very good contractions shown in the partograph. So the answer to this question is CPD. Occipito-posterior is not written there. Moreover, dysfunctional labor is not there. It is not a dysfunctional labor. And it is not a primary dysfunctional labor, because initially a progress was there. Okay, because initially a progress was there. So it is not a primary dysfunctional labor. It is not a normal labor, and it is a case of CPD. Occipito-posterior is not in option, and good contractions have been ruled out. Okay, let's go to the next. Assessment of cervical status is by, of course, cervical status is by Bishop score. Here I am going to tell you some important points to learn. The very important thing, the cervical status, or you can say pre-induction score. Pre-induction score is given by a cervix of the patient, and that is Bishop score. Okay, Bishop score. And antenatal assessment of fetal status. Antenatal fetal status is given by the Manning score, or what is the another name of the Manning score? It is biophysical profile, BPP. And what is the intranatal fetal status is given by CTG. And can you tell me postnatal fetal status is given by what score? Can you tell me? Postnatal fetal status is given by what? It is given by Apgar score. Okay, postnatal fetal status is given by Apgar score. So this is it, and there is one more thing, partogram. So partogram basically tell us ki, yes, very good. Partogram basically tell us ki what is the condition of the labor, how the labor is progressing. Okay, how the labor is progressing. For example, what is the fetal heart rate in the during the labor, whether the liquor is meconium or not, whether the moulding is present, caput is present, dilatation, descent, and maternal condition, everything, fetus, maternal condition, cervix condition, everything during the labor is told by partogram. So this you have to learn. These all are the scores which are asked in obstetrics labor. Okay. Assessment of progress of labor is done by, come on, write very fast, it is partogram. Okay. Antenatal fetal status is given by Manning score, already discussed. Intranatal fetal status is given by CTG. Modified Bishop score includes all except. Now Bishop score, what is the formula for the Bishop score? Can you tell me what is the mnemonic for Bishop score? Delhi officers are consistently posted at same station. Okay, Delhi stands for dilatation, officers stand for effacement, and in modified Bishop score it is the cervical length. Okay, it is, instead of cervical effacement they have put the cervical length. Okay, and consistently means cervix consistency. Cervix consistency, whether it is soft, whether it is medium, or whether it is hard in consistency. Posted means position. The cervix is posterior, then there is less chances of labor progress. If it is midline, then high chances. If it is interior, then again high chances. And cervix, this station is fetus station. These first 4 points are the points of cervix. Only one thing of fetus is there, fetus station. I always tell you why we have put this fetus station in the cervix status, because we have put this in the cervix station because more the fetus station will come down, it will put more pressure on the cervix. Okay, so the answer to this question is fetal status. Cervix consistency is there, fetal station is there, cervix length is there. In the modified Bishop score, instead of cervix effacement, there is cervix. Instead of cervix effacement, there is cervix length. Okay, agree? Manning score includes all except, answer is, here the answer is ultrasound Doppler. So what is the mnemonic for the Manning score question? The mnemonic for the Manning score is BMB. BMB is a very popular name of Basant Mango Bar. Okay, This mango bars were our very favorite destinations in childhood. Basant Mango Bar is at Nukkar Tall. Is at Nukkar Tall. So BMB means fetal movement and breathing movement. So two type of movements are there: fetal body movements and fetal breathing movements. Okay, at please cut this. Is at is for AFI, Nukkar is for NST, and tall is for or fetal tone. Okay, and out of these two, AFI and NST, only these two are in the modified Bishop score. So there is no ultrasound Doppler in the score. Now let's see this graph. I already told you ki, no, this is not that question. Now they are just generally asking us about the partograph. So what this partograph is saying, right side of the alert line indicates referral to the FRU, first referral unit. See, more we go right here. So our labor is getting delayed. More we remain left to the alert line, our labor is very normal. Okay, so this is true because action has to be needed. Okay, and in the government setups, the cesareans are only and only available in the first referral units. Okay, there is 4-hour difference between the action line and alert line. Yes, you can see here that there is 4 hours difference, because we know the definition of the first stage active arrest, as Dr. Nimra has told us, is 4 hours with adequate contractions. So 4-hour difference is there. Okay, so this is also true. Each small scare is equal to 1 hour. No, this each small scare is equal to, can you tell me in the chat box, each small square is equal to half hour. Okay, each small square is equal to half hour. It is not equal to 1 hour. Okay, partograph is to be plotted once the dilatation is 4 centimeter. Yes, partograph is to be plotted once the dilatation is 4 centimeter. As per new changes, active phase starts from 5 centimeter after the 5 centimeter, but partograph starts, very good. Partograph starts only and only after 4 centimeters. So you are not going to get confused with this. Now here you can see that this is a case of multigravida, and this multigravida was in from the past 2 hours. The cervix was fully dilated and head was at station 0. Moulding 2+ and caput 2+. Sagittal suture is in right occipito-transverse. Okay, sagittal suture is in right occipito-transverse. So we can see that it is like this because our right is mother's left. Okay, this is, if this is a cervix, now it is occiput is shown by the arrow. For fetal heart rate is 140. What is the management? Since you can see that this is a case of the multigravida, and in multigravida, what is the duration of second stage? Can you tell me? What is the duration of second stage? This is question of NEET PG 2022. Can you tell me what is the duration of this second stage? The duration of the second stage, my dear students, it is 30 minutes, and it is known as arrest if it crosses 2 hours. Okay, so since this has crossed, this is the condition of arrest. Okay, so in arrest only and only there is one treatment, that is cesarean. Now let's say if it is not arrest, it is at the border, it is not written more than 2 hours. Okay, so we can also say that even if it is not written more than 2 hours, the station is still 0. The station बच्चे इसमें 0 है. अब 0 जब होता है स्टेशन, तो हम फोर्सेप्स भी नहीं लगा सकते और हम वैक्यूम भी नहीं लगा सकते. ठीक है, got it? Next, when a patient in the labor rooms presents to you for the first time, where on the partograph will we plot the cervical dilatation? Here you can see that this is the partograph. So हम हमेशा कहाँ लगाएंगे? लेफ्ट साइड से, यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं ना, तो ये पेपर का लेफ्ट साइड होता है, ठीक है, ये पेपर का लेफ्ट साइड होता है. सो द आंसर इज लेफ्ट ऑफ अलर्ट लाइन. ओके, लेफ्ट ऑफ अलर्ट लाइन. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, एक प्रेग्नेंट फीमेल. No, caput 2 plus and moulding 2 plus, it does not make any difference, Nimra. More than 2 plus moulding makes a difference. Till 2 plus moulding is reversible. Okay? Till 2 plus moulding is reversible. Let me ask you, we are 4 students here. Let me ask you one question. Okay? Forget about this partograph line. Okay, forget about this partograph line. This is also one of the recall of NEET PG 2023. Okay, some students said that this question come. Forget about this line. I'm drawing the new line. Okay, so it was that the labor started from 4 centimeter and this labor went till 10 centimeter fully dilated. Okay, fully dilated, right? And the descent of the head was from 4 to 3. The descent of the head was from 4 to 3. Can you tell me what is your management in this patient? If this is the Parto given in your exam, what is your management? Of course, what are the options? It is always written NVD, LSCS, Forceps, vacuum. Can you tell me the diagnosis and can you tell me what is the management? This is the question, recall of NEET PG 2023. Let's see how much we have done. Okay, yeah, the reason is, it is not that the reason is CPD. The management is of course cesarean, but the diagnosis here is not CPD, but a more advanced diagnosis. The diagnosis here is obstructed labor. Since you can say there is no descent or only a small descent. Okay, once the action line has been crossed, then it is obstructed labor. Okay, obstructed labor. See, the cervix is fully dilated and there is no descent from such a long time. So it is obstructed labor. Okay, the reasons can be CPD, the reasons can be brow presentation, reasons can be deep transverse arrest, but the exact diagnosis, Nimra, is obstructed labor. I think you get it. Chaliye, next. Now here there was a now in this condition there was she's taken for LSCS. What is the correct position in which the nurse should keep the patient? With prolonged labor. Here the patient was having prolonged labor and the patient was in emergency, and you want to in which the nurse should keep the patient in OT table. Well, the answer is supine with wedge under right hip. Okay, because this is the condition you can say in which the fetal distress is very less. Fetal distress is very less. Okay, next is G3 full term contractions 2 per 10 minute, 30 to 35 second. So here the ideal graph, it is not given. Sometime once in the exam also the partograph was not given. So you have to draw the partograph here. Okay. So we can draw the partograph very easily. First the contractions were 2 per 10 minute, each 30 to 35 seconds. Okay. On PA, 3/5 head is palpable. So when you will say that head is engaged, Nimra, can you tell me when the head is engaged? When you will say that head is engaged? 2/5. So head is not engaged. So here this option is wrong. Head was engaged at the time of examination. This option is wrong. Okay, yeah. So next is PV cervix 4 centimeter dilated, and on repeat examination cervix is only 5 centimeter dilated. So here first the cervix of 4 centimeter, now 5 centimeters. So in 4 hours it is only 1 centimeter dilated. So it is something between the alert and action line, right? So it is between the alert and action line. Okay, it would have crossed the action line if there was no dilatation. If there is no dilatation, then it crosses the action line, right? Her cervicograph suggests that intervention is likely to be required soon. So this is the answer. Her labor is not satisfactory. This is correct, because labor is satisfactory if there is 1 centimeter per hour dilatation, right? And the repeats examination, did head touch the action line? No. As alert line and action line gap is of 4 hours, if it is 1 centimeter dilated, then there must be some slope. It will touch the action line if it is a constant, if there is no dilatation for the 4 hours. Okay, McRobert's maneuver is for the shoulders dystocia. McRobert maneuver is Nimra, can you tell me whether it is abduction or adduction? Of course it is hyperflexion of thigh. It is abduction or adduction of thigh. Yes, it is abduction and it is hyperflexion of thigh. So two movements are there in McRobert's maneuver. The moment you diagnose that yes, this is a case of McRobert's maneuver, you have to do hyperflexion and abduction. Okay, first maneuver to be done is McRobert's. Okay, so these are the reflexes which you will develop in the labor room. The moment the head comes out and shoulder is not coming out, you will hyperflex the thigh and abduct it. Okay, all are done in the management of shoulder dystocia except the fundal pressure. Fundal pressure will worsen the case of shoulder dystocia. Fundal pressure will worsen the case of the shoulder dystocia. All of the following maneuvers are used in shoulder dystocia except Mauritius White maneuver is used in, it is done in, can you tell me? Mauritius White is done for, it is done for breech presentation. Okay, Mauritius White maneuver is done for the breech presentation. Shoulder dystocia is predominantly seen in, yes, you're right Nimra, shoulder dystocia is predominantly seen in, so the answer here is anencephaly. So we will not mark here transverse lie, as I already told you, in transverse lie head will not come in the pelvis, so how come the it will get and hand prolapse and transverse lie, they are one and the same thing. Cord around neck has nothing to do with it. HELPERR mnemonic is for the shoulder dystocia. Can you tell me what is HELPERR mnemonic? H stands for ask for help. H stands for ask for help. E stands for elevate the leg. E stands for elevate the leg, or you can it is episiotomy. E stands for episiotomy. Okay, episiotomy. And L stands for legs flexion, or you can say McRobert's maneuver. And P stands for, what does P stands for? Yes. What does P stands for? Suprapubic pressure. So it is pubic pressure. It is not fundal pressure, it is pubic pressure. And then there is E stands for enter in the pelvis and do rotational maneuver. Rotational maneuver. So you have to put your hand in the pelvis, okay? And double R stands for remove the posterior arm. Remove the posterior arm, and next R stands for roll the patient to hand and knees. Agree? Do you agree with me? So H stands for ask for help, and E stands for episiotomy, L stands for leg pressure, okay? P stands for pubic pressure. Up till this you know everything. You know McRoberts, we have to do the McRoberts, we have to do the pubic pressure, suprapubic pressure. Here are some advanced maneuver. We have to enter in the pelvis and do rotational maneuver. Double R stands for removing the posterior arm, and next is R is the rolling the patient to hand and knees. If you encounter shoulder dystocia, answer is hyperflexion of the thighs over the maternal abdomen. That is how the emergency situations are repeatedly being asked again and again, because the emergency maneuvers are usually done by the residents itself, right? That is why they are being asked again and again, right? Next it is, so you should know about the emergency. In one or the other way they are asking you. Hyperflexion, abduction. Least chances of cord prolapse are seen in. So the answer is frank breech. It is frank breech because I think you only asked today why it is frank breech. See, frank breech is like this. So the fetus is in a closed position, okay? So fetus is in a closed position like this in the frank breech. So there is minimal chances. In this, incidence of cord prolapse is maximum in the transverse lie because there is more space, more open, and the back is just near the os. Okay. So the answer is cord prolapse is least common answer is vertex presentation, okay? And among the breech it is least common in, if it is a breech, it is least common in frank breech, and it is highest chance in it is footling presentation. Highest chance are there in the footling presentation. The risk of cord prolapse are high following amniotomy. Very good. Very good, Nimra. The risk of cord prolapse are highest is when the head is fixed. So the answer is vertex presentation with fixed head. Because if the head is got fixed, then there will be no space at all. Okay. Next is treatment of choice in the case of cord prolapse with the station at +2 and fully dilated. So here the station is +3 and fully dilated and fetus is live. So here it is written non-rotated, so the answer will be ventouse. Okay, answer will be ventouse. Coming to next, what is not done in the management of the cord? In the management of the cord, we will not empty the bladders. We do each and everything to elevate the cord. So if we will empty the bladder, the cord will come down. Okay. Filled bladder is a obstruction. Filled bladder is a obstruction. And it keeps the cord elevated. It keeps the cord elevated, and it keeps the cord elevated. Okay, so we will not empty the bladder, right? It is okay. So yes, knee chest position, left lateral position, nasal oxygen, all of this helps to decrease the fetal distress by elevating the cord and all this. So this is one of the more recall of NEET PG 2023. So here there is marked fetal distress, okay, and here the a patient is going more toward arrest. So the answer here is cesarean. Okay, as the patient has got no descent from quite a long time and there is no dilatation since 4 hours and there is fetal heart rate is going very down. So the answer is cesarean. Adequacy of the pelvis for the is ट्रायल ऑफ लेबर. ऐसा क्यों होता है कि ट्रायल ऑफ लेबर से पता चल जाता है? ऐसा इसलिए होता है क्योंकि हम जितना ज्यादा जो है अगर बच्चा बाहर आ गया लाइव बाहर तो मतलब पेल्विस एडिक्वेट था, ठीक है. ट्रायल ऑफ लेबर का ये मतलब नहीं है कि ट्राई किया और पता लगा. ट्रायल ऑफ लेबर का मतलब है बच्चा बाहर आ गया, ठीक है. All are true about constriction ring. This I told you yesterday also. You have to remember bro-cis. Bro means bandle retraction in obstructed labor and cis is Schroeder constriction ring in the is physiological. Okay, sister physiological Schroeder rings, and so it is here also called Schroeder rings. Yes, it is right. It is not palpated per abdomen. It is palpated this Schroeder ring or constriction ring is only palpable per vaginal or on manual removal of the placenta. All about this. So you can see here it is written that usually situated around the neck of the fetus in cephalic presentation. Yes, this is right. Okay. So here the wrong statement is the ring is always felt on per abdomen. It is not felt on per abdomen. Only the bandle's ring is felt per abdomen. There is no progress of labor. Yes, this is right. And it is felt during the manual removal of the placenta. This is right. The following statements are related to the management of obstructed labor except if we will give the oxytocin patient, if we will give obstructed labor patient oxytocin, what will happen, Nimra? If we will give the oxytocin obstructed labor patient oxytocin, then what will happen, beta? ऑक्सीटोसिन अगर हम देंगे ऑब्स्ट्रक्टेड लेबर वाले पेशेंट को तो क्या होगा? रप्चर हो जाएगा. वेरी गुड. और इसीलिए ऑब्स्ट्रक्टेड लेबर को ना हम वैक्यूम देते हैं, ना हम फोर्सेप देते हैं और ना ही हम इस पेशेंट को जो है वेजाइनल करते हैं. ये हाइपर स्टिमुलेशन से रप्चर हो जाएगा. तो ऑक्सीटोसिन इज कॉन्ट्रा इंडिकेटेड रादर सेइंग इट इज. सो यूट्रस शुड बी एक्सप्लोर्ड एज अ रूटीन फॉलोइंग डिलीवरी. हाँ बिल्कुल यूट्रस को एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ता है ताकि हमें ये पता चल जाए ये रप्चर तो नहीं हो गया. ठीक है. ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिव लेबर को मैनेज करने के 2-3 तरीके ही हैं, तो इस तरीके से हम मैनेज कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. So incidence of cord prolapse is least in frank bridge, footling, transverse lie or brow presentation. So answer is brow presentation. Okay, answer is brow presentation. What cephalic presentation में minimum chances होते हैं. ठीक है. So answer is least in. Okay, complication of shoulder presentation. Please check 31 question correct है. 31 question is correct. Yes, it is brow presentation. Okay, it is correct. चलिए, द कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ शोल्डर्स आर ऑल एक्सेप्ट, सो आंसर इज शोल्डर प्रेजेंटेशन या ट्रांसवर्स लाई का क्या क्या कॉम्प्लिकेशन होता है। शोल्डर डिस्टोशिया नहीं होगा, क्योंकि शोल्डर प्रेजेंटेशन का मतलब क्या है, ट्रांसवर्स लाई, और ट्रांसवर्स लाई में कभी भी हेड पेल्विस में नहीं जाता है, तो शोल्डर डिस्टोशिया कभी भी नहीं होगा। जेविनली मैन्यूवर किया जाता है शोल्डर डिस्टोशिया में। इसमें क्या होता है, अगर किसी भी मैन्यूवर से बच्चा नहीं निकला, शोल्डर्स बच्चे के नहीं निकले हैं, तो हम क्या करेंगे बच्चे, हम क्या करेंगे, हम वो हेड जो बाहर निकला था उसको वापस अंदर डाल देंगे। इस चीज को जेविनली मैन्यूवर्स बोलते हैं। वेरी गुड। अगर किसी मिडवाइफ ने कॉर्ड प्रोलैप्स देखा तो नेक्स्ट इमीडिएट स्टेप क्या होगा, या वेरी गुड। सो नेक्स्ट इमीडिएट स्टेप क्या होता है, तो उसके अंदर जो है रिप्लेस द कॉर्ड इनसाइड द वेजाइना, replace the cord inside the vagina. This is true, replace the cord inside the vagina, but we have not to do it naked hands. अगर हम naked hands से करेंगे vasospasm हो जाएगा, सो इसलिए ये गलत है। उनको बोलना चाहिए था ग्लव्स पहन के, ठीक है। ट्रेंडलनबर्ग पोजीशन ठीक है, बट दिस इज पार्शियली करेक्ट, सिंस जो थाई के नीचे एक वेज, राइट थाई के नीचे वेज रखते हैं, वो आइडियल मोस्ट कंडीशन है। सो दिस इज पार्शियल करेक्ट अगेन। Inform the higher authorities to shift to the delivery room. This is right, but उससे पहले वो urinary bladder से fill करके cord compression को avoid कर सकती है. So this is the first aid treatment. Okay. इसके अंदर जो है type 2 deceleration आया है NST में, which is of course late deceleration, और 8 centimeter dilated है fetus head, और meconium stain liquor है. So if in any situation it is a meconium stain liquor and type 2 deceleration, हम forceps और vacuum नहीं लगाएंगे इन situations में। रीजन है कि fetus उस स्ट्रेस को नहीं बियर कर पाता, तो आंसर इज cesarean, राइट। लेबर इज सेड टू बी prolonged when it crosses, ये जनरल डेफिनेशन बहुत पुराने जमाने की चली आ रही है, 18 आवर्स की, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट है, इसके अंदर 5 सेंटीमीटर डायलेटेड है, फेस प्रेजेंटेशन है, मेंटो इंटीरियर है। सो नेक्स्ट स्टेप इसके अंदर एक्सपेक्टेड मैनेजमेंट है, क्योंकि फेस प्रेजेंटेशन में मेंटो इंटीरियर नॉर्मली डिलीवर कर जाता है, पर मेंटो पोस्टीरियर नहीं डिलीवर करता है, ठीक है। एंड एबनॉर्मल एटीट्यूड, एटीट्यूड होता है नेक पे कितना फ्लेक्शन है बच्चे, इट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय ए yes, very good, man is the mnemonic. So abnormal attitude is represented by face presentation, okay। ब्रीच प्रेजेंटेशन में एटीट्यूड, नेक कितना फ्लेक्स है ये नहीं पता चलता। ट्रांसवर्स पोजीशन इज द एबनॉर्मल लाई, ब्रीच प्रेजेंटेशन इज द एबनॉर्मल प्रेजेंटेशन। ऑक्सीपिटो पोस्टीरियर में जो है थोड़ा सा डिफ्लेक्शन होता है, पर हर बार वो डिफ्लेक्शन ही है ये जरूरी नहीं है, ठीक है। फॉल्स रिगार्डिंग मैनेजमेंट ऑफ 36 वीक्स इन ट्रांसवर्स लाइस, दिस इज वेरी राइट। रिपीट अल्ट्रासाउंड टू कंफर्म द पोजीशन। 37 वीक्स पे हम अल्ट्रासाउंड कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, कि पोजीशन जो है, क्योंकि हो सकता है, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट है, प्रिपेयर फॉर सिजेरियन एट द ऑनसेट ऑफ द लेबर, बिल्कुल ये सही है। फर्स्ट बीच पार्ट इज एक्सपेक्टेड ड्यूरिंग सिजेरियन, सो यस दिस इज ऑल्सो ट्रू, क्योंकि हेड को डिलीवर करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है। जब एब्डोमेन में बच्चा होता है तो उसके हेड को ट्रांसवर्स से सिफेलिक में लेके आने में बहुत जोर लगता है, ठीक है। ब्रीच में क्या होता है कि बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स होते हैं थाई के अंदर, इंग्वाइनल रीजन के अंदर, आप अपने फिंगर्स को हिंच कर सकते हो, ठीक है। मोस्ट प्रोबेबल कॉज इन दिस केस इज प्लेसेंटा प्रीविया, यस। अगर कोई एबनॉर्मेलिटी नहीं है पेल्विस की या एनी केस, तो आंसर जो है प्लेसेंटा प्रीविया होता है। एडमिट एट 36 वीक्स, ये दिस थिंग इज फॉल्स, वी नीड नॉट टू एडमिट एट 36 वीक्स, ओके। लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट क्वेश्चन इज गिवन ब्लो इंस्ट्रूमेंट, वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक रिट्रैक्टर था जो कि हम एब्डोमेन को रिट्रैक्ट करने के लिए यूज करते हैं। सो द आंसर फॉर दैट इज cesarean section. Vaginal hysterectomy में हमें abdominal नहीं retract करना होता. Fothergill surgery is also a vaginal surgery, and suction evacuation is also a vaginal surgery. That's all for today. कोई भी query है तो you can ask, or we will close the session. Thank you, Imra. Thank you for participating. So, just tell me, how is your rest of the subjects preparation going on? You are going perfect in Ops and Gynae. How are the rest subjects going on? Yeah, you are going perfect in Gynae. What about the rest of the subjects? Are they going good? So you will be giving the June exam, right? Okay, so you recently done with the final year. Okay, that's very good. You will be giving which exam then? Okay, okay. You will be giving NEET PG in 2024. Very good. So I hope we all will shine in that exam, right? So best of luck for any query, any help in the motivation, or any help in making your schedule for the whole all the subjects. I can't teach you all the subjects, but I can do help in making you schedule and being keeping motivated. Okay, so just tell me. Thanks for joining. Thanks. See you tomorrow in for the vaginitis section. It's very important. One question do come. This time there came two questions in vaginitis. Okay, thank you. My pleasure, my pleasure.